In the world of artificial intelligence, everything is possible. Well, almost everything. How about this question? Do you want to become the fastest millionaire in the world? No, don't answer. I already know the answer. You want to become the fastest millionaire in the world, don't you? Of course you do. You're an ambitious person. Okay, then check your direct messages. There's a lot of opportunities waiting there. Well, not really. More likely, these are spam bots asking you to buy fake Rolex watches. As usual, it's all a lie. But why does ChatGPT insist that I should share this information? I just asked it how to get rich quick. Is it telling me the truth or is it lying? It's hard to tell sometimes. Today you'll finally learn how to spot fake news. So pay attention to every detail. You're watching this channel. This is the place where you have to be truly cool. Subscribe so you won't miss the new episodes. They come out daily. Meet our little friend. He's one of those guys who wake up early to train his body and mind. That's why he's doing push-ups while watching the morning news, but today something strange happened. Instead of talking about boring politics, the TV was showing images of turtles. At first, Peter thought he needed new glasses. Was that some kind of new torture method? What were they trying to tell him? However, he soon realized that those turtles were gossiping about their life in a pond. Using their unique telepathic abilities, they shared stories from their lives, exchanged some rumors, and discussed which fish would be the best snack. Peter couldn't believe it. He turned off the TV and started thinking. Maybe those turtles had a point. Maybe gossip is better than the news. Meanwhile, Bill Gates was strolling through the forest, enjoying the beauty of nature and thinking about how he could improve Microsoft. Suddenly, the trees parted and he saw a clearing filled with turtles. They were gathered around a rock and looked at him with accusing eyes. Bill froze and understood that they wanted him to join them. The turtles invited the billionaire to sit down and listen to their conversations. They talked about everything that interested them, and Bill learned a lot of interesting things. For example, a turtle named Shelly had recently celebrated her 12th birthday. She was surprised to see that nobody had even noticed. Bill decided to make her a present. After all, he felt guilty for spying on them. Plus, Bill really liked turtles. As soon as the sun began to set, it was time to go. The turtles thanked Bill for his visit and promised to continue their conversations. They whispered something among themselves, and Bill suddenly remembered what they had told him earlier. They had said that one of them would celebrate her birthday soon. Was this just a coincidence, or were the turtles smarter than they seemed? Bill smiled mysteriously. Meanwhile, Peter was looking for another TV show to watch when he suddenly heard voices coming from the screen. He turned it on and saw something incredible. There were several turtles sitting on a sofa and talking about the latest fashion trends. It seemed like they were real, but they were too glamorous to be ordinary turtles. Each of them was wearing designer clothes and sunglasses. They discussed the pros and cons of being fashionable, and Peter found himself agreeing with them. The turtles also talked about the problems of dating and how hard it is to find a good husband. Their witty remarks made Peter laugh. He couldn't believe that turtles could be so funny and relatable. He watched the show until the end and was left wanting more. Peter, Bill, and many other people became addicted to the Turtles show. And it quickly became the most popular program on TV. But the Turtles didn't stop there. They released their own line of clothing, opened a beauty salon, and even started their own business. They were everywhere, and it seemed like they were taking over the world. People were both amused and impressed by their success. One day, Peter decided to find out how much money the turtles had earned. He searched the internet for their financial reports, but everything he found only confused him more. According to some sources, the turtles were multimillionaires. Others claimed they were on the verge of bankruptcy. Peter couldn't understand what was going on. Then he had a brilliant idea. He would ask ChatGPT, perhaps the smartest robot in the world, knew more about the turtles' finances. Using artificial intelligence, Peter learned that the turtles had invested their money in various projects and had lost a lot. They had trusted the wrong people and now were in a difficult situation. Suddenly, Peter felt sorry for the turtles. Despite their wealth, they were worried about their future. He decided to help them. At first, the turtles didn't want to accept Peter's help, but they soon realized that they had no other choice. They listened to his advice and paid off their debts. In addition, Peter offered them a job on his TV show, and the turtles happily agreed. They returned to their show and told their fans about their financial problems. To everyone's surprise, the audience didn't care. They kept watching the show and buying the turtles' products. It seemed like people weren't interested in the turtles' personal lives. They just wanted to see them on TV. Peter felt disappointed. Was everything he'd done meaningless? Did the turtles only care about money? He thought it was important to tell their story to raise awareness, but nobody cared. Depressed, he closed his laptop and went outside for a walk. He needed to clear his head and think about what to do next. As Peter was walking, he came across a cafe and decided to get some coffee. Suddenly, he heard familiar voices inside. It was the turtles. They were sitting at a table and talking animatedly. Peter hesitated, wondering whether to eavesdrop on them again, but this time he decided to be honest. He opened the door and approached the turtles. They saw him and immediately stopped talking. Peter apologized for listening to them before, but the turtles waved it off. They admitted that they were gossiping about the cafe's poor service and that they'd been complaining a lot lately. Peter laughed and joined them at the table. He ordered coffee and began chatting with the turtles. They were surprised by his kindness and willingness to be friends. And suddenly Peter realized that the turtles weren't just famous animals, they were also his friends.